what are the best foods for fat loss. What is up guys, Austin here and welcome to another video. And today I'm going to be covering what are the best foods for fat loss. So this list, there are going to be 6 types of foods that I'm going to cover, go a little bit more in depth on them, and then hope it helps you guys out on your fat loss journey. These certainly help me lose my fat and help keep it off as well as being able to enjoy my diet to the fullest. And in the end, that's all that matters. As I say time and time again, the best diet is the one that you can stick to, and this doesn't just apply for a few months, this applies for life. If you can stick with a diet for life, then that is the absolute best diet for you because you don't have to change a single thing. And the health and fitness journey should be for the rest of your life. It should not just be about for the next 30 days. It should not be about for the next few months, for the next few years, but rather for the rest of your life. It is a process and it's a journey that you're going to be always learning, always trying to do better than last time, every single day, every single year for the rest of your life. Because the fact of the matter is, let's say you want to lose another 10 or 20 pounds. Maybe you get to your goal in the next few years. If you stopped doing what you were doing, then you would gain all that weight back. You cannot be going back to your old habits, eating junk food, eating all this crap, and expect to maintain your weight loss. You're gonna have to keep it up, and if you wanna be better, then you're gonna have to keep going. You're gonna have to improve upon the skills that you've learned and picked up, and I hope that I can be a part of your journey by providing these tips for you. And so, what are the best foods for fat loss? So number 1, it's going to be high protein foods. And why is this? So protein is actually the most satiating, or it's the most filling macronutrient. If you look at the thermic effect of food, protein actually requires the most energy to break down because the molecular composition of protein has an extra nitrogen bond versus fat and carbs. And so it takes more energy, it takes more effort, so it's going to stay in your system longer, it's going to take longer to digest, it's going to take more energy to digest. So it's kind of a double whammy, if you will. So high protein foods are going to be filling because they are slow digesting and they're going to take more energy to burn. So you're going to increase that calories outside of the equation by increasing the thermic effect of food. For high protein foods, this includes a lot of meats, dairy products, seafood is a very good one as well. And if you aren't eating any animal sources or animal products, then I suggest eating a lot of lentils, or tofu is a good one as well. Just some soy products. What else is on the list? Beans and legumes. And I know now in the market there are a lot more like meat substitute types of foods than there were 5 years ago, so definitely take advantage of those if you need a protein source. Protein powder works very well as well, but if you do want to save up on the cost, I'd recommend just going to your local grocery store and picking up those options instead. Protein powder should only be as like a last resort, as a supplement as it's called. It should only be a supplement to your diet, not the base of your diet. So really focus on getting your sources from foods rather than other types of supplements or add-ons. Number 2, it's going to be high fiber foods. And so like protein, fiber is also slower digesting compared to other macronutrients. And so fiber itself is actually a different type of, not necessarily a macro, but it is a different like food type. Not sure of the exact term, but fiber contains 2 calories per gram. So high fiber foods not only take longer to digest, not only stay in your system longer, but they also contain less calories per gram than carbs, proteins, and fats. It only contains 2 calories per gram. So really get your fiber foods in. These includes foods like a lot of vegetables and fruits, and popcorn. It contains a lot of fiber as well. These types of foods can help fill you, and you can make them taste pretty damn good too. And overall, they're just good for you. You've never heard of anyone telling you not to eat your fruits and veggies, and even if they did, then they are an idiot and you should not listen to them. That is just complete BS. You should definitely eat your fruits and vegetables. These are by far the most important things. If any diet tells you not to do that, then you should seriously stop following it. The third type of food that is best for fat loss is going to be water-rich foods. And so if you've ever drank a few glasses of water, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You drink a few glasses of water and all of a sudden you feel super bloated, you feel kind of full in a sense, although it does go away pretty quickly, the feeling. But the point I'm trying to make is if you eat water-rich foods, it's also a food that has calorie content, so it's kind of like a source of energy for your body as well. And also it has the stretching effect plus the water, so water contains no calories, as you probably guessed. So eating water-rich foods has actually a dual benefit, because you have the empty calories of water, but you also have all this extra filling goodness that also provides calories for your body. And so trying to stay in a calorie deficit, water-rich foods are very good for this. And again, a lot of these types of foods are fruits and vegetables. So this should really drive home how important eating fruits and vegetables are for you. I would say even if you were someone who doesn't like fruits and vegetables all that much, I would say definitely try to find a few different types of vegetables, a few different types of fruits that you do really like, and make them a staple in your diet. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of vegetables out there. I don't know. I'm not like some vegetologist or fruitologist or whatever the proper term for that is, but there are a ton of different fruits and vegetable options out there. I guarantee you can find at least 3 that you like. For me personally, every night I'll eat about the same 4 vegetables. I'll make like a huge like sauteed stir-fry thing, and then I'll just finish it all, and helps give me my micronutrients, helps keep me full. The fact is that I found these like several different types that I've liked, and I just kind of like rotate them out, and I just eat a lot of vegetables. Fruits pretty much is like nature's candy. Like there's absolutely very little, if not no reason to not like fruit. It's sweet, it tastes good, and there are just so many different types, and there's not really, you can't really describe like what fruit tastes like. It's just like, how do you describe what an apple tastes like? Like you all know what an apple tastes like, but you can't really put it to words. And there's no other like way you can kind of like replicate that without saying, oh, that tastes like apple. But that's besides the point. Eat your water-rich foods. It helps really keep you full, low in calories, so helps keep you in that calorie deficit. The fourth one is going to be other high satiety foods, so other really filling foods. This includes some of the other foods that I've mentioned before, such as vegetables, fruits, popcorn, and just other high protein, high fiber, water-rich foods. But other high satiety foods that I didn't necessarily include are more starchy sources. So these are for your carbs. If you need a more filling carb source, then oatmeal and potatoes are 2 very good options. I know I eat a lot of potatoes, and they're really filling for the amount of calories they contain. I know that about like a medium-sized potato is about like 150 to 200 calories or so, and it's pretty damn filling. So like I'll eat like 2 potatoes for my carb source at night, and I'm pretty filled for dinner. And then oats are another good one. They absorb water really well, so they expand, and again, that's like kind of like a water-rich food. Not necessarily, there's no water inside of oats, but if you cook it with water, then it'll absorb that all up. I hope you guys are starting to see a pattern as to how to best stay in a calorie deficit and the best foods to choose. So choosing foods that are very satiating or filling. And number 5, this is kind of repeat, but I will mention it just because. So number 5, it's going to be high volume foods. So what are high volume foods? They are foods that contain a lot of volume, and so this helps fill you up, helps stretch the stomach, helps signal to your brain that you are full and should stop eating. Because if you've ever eaten so much to the point where your stomach expanded and you just need to like unbutton that top button on your belt, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about with eating a lot of high volume foods. You expand the stomach to the point where you just don't really want to eat anymore. And eating high volume foods doesn't just mean eating pizza to the point that you're stuffed. It means eating low calorie dense foods. So these are foods that are low in calories but also have a lot of like high volume. So for the amount of food that you're eating, you can eat a lot more of it but also not eat as much. So you're eating less calories but you're also eating a lot of that food. If you get what I'm trying to say. So this should make eating in a calorie deficit very easy if you eat a lot of filling foods that are also low in calories. So what is number 6 on the best foods for fat loss? What is the secret? I think this is the best tip of them all. So number 6, it's going to be foods you love. And so what do I mean by that? Doesn't that seem kind of counterintuitive? Foods you love? Like, how the hell am I going to be losing weight eating a bunch of ice cream, eating a quart of ice cream every night? Okay, first of all, that is not what I'm saying. Do not eat a quart of ice cream every night and expect to lose weight. I'm not saying that. Don't do that. If you do that, you will gain weight, in fact. And so incorporating foods you love will help keep you sane and help keep you adhering to the diet. It will keep you more compliant to the diet. If you went super restrictive and didn't incorporate any of the foods you love, I guarantee you will binge. And when you binge, you're gonna feel like crap and you're gonna be on this like endless cycle of binging and restricting, also known as a binge eating disorder. And you're just gonna feel super guilty about it. And this is not what I want for you. What I want, again, is the best diet is the one that you can stick to. And the one that you can stick to for life, that is the best one for you. And so obviously, if you follow a diet where you're super restrictive and don't have any of the foods you love, you're definitely not going to be able to follow that for the rest of your life. There is a 0% chance that you're going to follow it for the rest of your life. And if you can't do that, then you're not going to be able to lose the weight, much less keep it off. And that's the ultimate goal, right? No one wants to lose the weight and then put that weight back on. They want to lose it and they want to keep it off for most likely the rest of their life. They want to maintain a healthy and fit body and just have a more healthy lifestyle. And another point I want to drive home is if you don't enjoy your diet, then there's no point in doing it, because if you don't enjoy anything, what's the point in doing anything at all? Everything that you do you should enjoy everything that you do at least a little bit. I mean, of course there are some things that none of us like really enjoy doing, like taxes and just mindless like work. But for the most part, especially your diet, something that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, you have to be enjoying it to some extent, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it for the rest of your life. And if you don't do it for the rest of your life, you're not going to achieve your goals. Alright, and that about wraps it up. And just a quick recap on the 6 best foods for fat loss. So number 1, we have high protein. Number 2, we have high fiber foods. 3, water-rich foods. 4, high satiety foods. 5, high volume foods. And 6, foods that you love. Incorporate these into your diet sparingly, not every single day, just enough so that when you have cravings, just kind of like keep those cravings at bay and just satisfy them. And also just because you enjoy them and it makes you happy. Anyways, that about wraps it up. Hope this helps. Hope you guys learn something to apply to your everyday life. Subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one.